Hello, everyone. My name is Abigail, and tonight I want to take you on a journey, one that will transport you to the heart of the Whispering Desert, where secrets are unveiled and wisdom flows like the sands. But before we dive into this extraordinary tale, I invite you to take a deep breath, let go of the day's worries, and relax. Ready? Let's start. In the heart of the vast and scorching desert, there existed a small village named Sandhaven. Life in Sandhaven was challenging, with its sweltering days and frigid nights. But the villagers were a resilient lot, and they eked out an existence by cultivating hardy crops and relying on the wisdom of their esteemed sage, Master Lee. Master Lee was not just any sage. He was renowned throughout the region for his unparalleled wisdom, which he had acquired over many decades. His long white beard flowed like a river of silk, and his eyes sparkled with knowledge that seemed to stretch beyond the boundaries of time itself. But what truly set Master Lee apart was his most treasured possession, a teapot. This was no ordinary teapot, for it possessed the rare and mysterious ability to speak and offer sage advice. Master Lee would often gather the villagers around him, and they would sit in rapt attention as the teapot shared its wisdom with them. It was said that the teapot held the collective knowledge of generations, and it had helped the villagers overcome countless challenges and dilemmas. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the sandy expanse, a traveler named Jin arrived in Sandhaven. Jin was a rugged and adventurous soul, known throughout the desert for his daring exploits and insatiable curiosity. He had heard whispers of the teapot's mystical abilities and had come to Sandhaven seeking an audience with Master Lee. Jin had faced many perils in his lifetime, but the allure of the teapot's wisdom was too irresistible to ignore. With his tattered map in hand, he trudged through the unforgiving desert, his determination unwavering, guided only by the distant glimmer of the sage's wisdom. As Jin entered the village, the locals greeted him warmly, offering him water and respite from his journey. They marveled at the traveler's tales of daring escapades in distant lands and the wonders he had encountered. But when Jin inquired about the sage and his teapot, their smiles faded and they exchanged worried glances. Master Lee has not been himself lately. A kind villager named May confided in Jin. His teapot has fallen silent, and he no longer shares its wisdom with us. We fear something has happened to him. Jin's curiosity deepened, and he resolved to seek out Master Lee immediately. He followed the villagers to the sage's humble abode, a modest hut at the edge of the village, adorned with intricately woven tapestries and fragrant herbs, drying in the arid breeze. Knocking gently on the door, Jin was greeted by a frail and hunched figure. Master Lee's once bright eyes were now clouded with worry and confusion. "Who seeks wisdom?" croaked the sage, his voice barely more than a whisper. "It is I, Jin, a humble traveler." Jin replied respectfully, "I have heard of your renowned teapot and have come to seek its guidance." Master Li's eyes flickered with recognition, and a faint glimmer of hope returned. "Ah, the teapot," he murmured. "It has been silent for far too long. Perhaps you can help us." Jin's curiosity deepened, and he knew that his journey had just begun. As the sage invited him inside, little did Jin know that he was about to embark on an adventure that would test his courage, wit, and understanding of the true nature of wisdom. Jin entered Master Li's humble abode, and the scent of fragrant herbs and ancient scrolls filled the air. The sage gestured for Jin to sit, and they both settled on woven mats near a low wooden table. On the table, there sat the legendary Desert Teapot, its glaze reflecting the soft, flickering candlelight. The teapot was a simple yet exquisite creation, its smooth surface adorned with delicate desert motifs. It seemed to hold a quiet energy, as though it were merely waiting for the right moment to reveal its secrets. Master Li poured steaming tea into 2 porcelain cups and handed one to Jin. The tea had a subtle, earthy aroma, unlike any Jin had ever encountered. It was clear that every aspect of this experience was imbued with significance. As they sipped the tea, Master Li began to speak, his voice clear and measured, unlike the frailty Jin had noticed earlier. The Desert Teapot has been a source of wisdom for generations, he explained. But lately, it has fallen silent, as if it has forgotten its purpose. Jin watched the teapot intently, sensing that there was more to its silence than met the eye. "What do you believe has caused this silence, Master Li?" The sage sighed, his gaze distant. "Long ago, when I was a young and ambitious scholar, I journeyed deep into the desert in search of knowledge. There, I stumbled upon a hidden cave, and within it I found a mysterious scroll. The scroll contained a prophecy, a riddle, really, of a desert teapot and its true purpose." Master Li paused, his eyes locked on the teapot as if seeking guidance. Jin leaned forward, his curiosity piqued. "What did the prophecy say?" Jin inquired. The prophecy stated that the Desert Teapot was not merely a vessel of wisdom, but a guardian of an ancient secret. Master Li continued. It spoke of a hidden chamber, deep within the desert's heart, where the true source of wisdom resided. The teapot was said to be the key that could unlock this chamber and reveal the secret to the world. Jin's eyes widened with anticipation. The idea of an undiscovered chamber, filled with untold wisdom, was both enchanting and tantalizing. "And what did you do when you discovered this prophecy?" Master Li. The sage's expression grew somber. "In my youthful arrogance, I believed that I alone could unlock the teapot's secret. I ventured into the desert, taking the teapot with me, convinced that I could uncover the chamber's location. But the desert is a treacherous place, and the teapot fell silent." Jin absorbed the sage's words, realizing that the Desert Teapot's silence was not due to a loss of wisdom, but rather a deep-rooted secret that awaited discovery. "What must we do, Master Li? How can we awaken the teapot's true purpose and find this hidden chamber?" Master Li looked at Jin with a newfound determination. We must embark on a journey to decipher the riddle within the prophecy, Jinn. The teapot's silence is not a curse, but a challenge, and together we shall uncover the ancient secret it guards. With that, the sage and the traveler formed an unlikely alliance, bound by their shared quest to awaken the Desert Teapot and unlock the mysteries hidden within the heart of the unforgiving desert. Their journey had only just begun, and Teapot's tale was far from over. As the golden rays of the desert sun spilled across the sands of Sandhaven, Jinn and Master lie gathered in the sage's hut, their minds consumed by the enigma of the Desert Teapot's prophecy. Before them lay an ancient parchment, its surface marked with intricate characters and symbols. "This is the very scroll I found all those years ago," Master Lee whispered, his fingers tracing the faded lines of the prophecy. "It holds the key to unlocking the teapot's true purpose." Jinn leaned closer, his eyes scanning the cryptic symbols that danced across the parchment. "What does the prophecy say, Master Lai?" The sage cleared his throat and began to recite the riddle. "In the heart of the desert, where the dunes whisper tales, lies a chamber of wisdom hidden deep, where its scales seek the teapot's true essence, the secret untold. Through the riddle's unraveling, the truth shall unfold." The words hung in the air, their meaning veiled in mystery. Jinn frowned, deep in thought. It speaks of the desert, the teapot, and a chamber of wisdom. But how do we begin to unravel this riddle? Master Lai nodded, his eyes filled with determination. "The first clue is the heart of the desert. It suggests that our journey must take us to the most remote and unforgiving depths of this arid wasteland. Only there can we hope to uncover the truth." Jinn nodded in agreement, realizing the magnitude of the task that lay ahead. "And what about the teapot, Master Lai? How does it fit into this puzzle?" The sage reached for the desert teapot, cradling it gently in his hands. "The teapot is the key, Jinn. It is not just a vessel of wisdom, but a link to the hidden chamber. We must learn to commune with the teapot, to understand its silence, and to awaken its purpose." Over the following days, Jinn and Master Lai immersed themselves in the study of the teapot, attempting to decipher its intricate design and the subtle clues it might hold. They experimented with different teas, incantations, and rituals, seeking to unlock the teapot's latent potential. As the sun dipped below the horizon each evening, they would sit in contemplation, allowing the teapot's energy to wash over them. Jinn, with his adventurous spirit, brought a sense of playfulness to their endeavors, while Master Lai's wisdom provided guidance and a steady hand. Weeks turned into months, and they ventured deeper into the desert, following the clues from the riddle. They navigated shifting sands, scaled towering dunes, and endured blistering heat. Yet the true test lay not in their physical journey, but in the depths of their understanding. One fateful evening, as they sat by a crackling campfire, Master Lai cradled the teapot and whispered ancient words passed down through generations. The teapot shivered, emitting a faint, melodic hum. It was a subtle response, but it was the first sign that they were on the right path. The days grew longer and the desert's silence more profound as Jinn and Master Lai delved deeper into the heart of the unforgiving wasteland. The relentless sun beat down on them, their lips parched and their skin tanned by the unrelenting rays. The riddle's words echoed in their minds, a constant reminder of their purpose. In the heart of the desert, where the dunes whisper tales, Jin mused aloud as they trudged across the endless sea of sand. "What do you think the whispering tales refer to, Master Li?" The sage, his gaze fixed on the shifting dunes, replied, "The desert has long been a repository of ancient stories and secrets. The whispering tales may be the wind itself, carrying the echoes of time, and the tales hidden beneath the sands. As they continued their journey, the winds seemed to carry distant voices, almost as if the desert itself were trying to communicate with them. The mirage of an oasis shimmered ahead, beckoning them with its promise of respite. "We must be cautious," warned Master Li. "The desert is known for its deceptions. Mirages can lead travelers astray." But Jin was already mesmerized by the illusion. "It looks so real," he marveled, his mouth watering at the thought of cool, refreshing water. They approached the mirage cautiously, the promise of relief from the unrelenting heat too tempting to resist. As they drew closer, the mirage took on a tangible form, a lush, green oasis with a glistening pool at its center. Jin couldn't contain his excitement and broke into a sprint. "Jin, wait," Master Li shouted, but his words fell on deaf ears as the traveler plunged into the oasis. To his astonishment, Jin's feet touched solid ground, and he found himself standing at the edge of a real oasis. The water was cool and inviting, the palm trees swayed gently in the breeze, and colorful birds filled the air with their melodic songs. Jin filled a cup with water and took a long, satisfying sip. "Master Li, you have to see this. It's real." But as he turned to call out to the sage, Jin's heart sank. The oasis had vanished, replaced once more by the shimmering mirage. He was alone, surrounded by endless desert. Panic seized him as he realized that he had been lured into the desert's deception. He tried to retrace his steps, but every dune looked the same, every horizon endless. Meanwhile, Master Li had watched in despair as Jin vanished into the mirage. He knew the desert's tricks all too well and understood the dire situation his companion now faced. Determined not to lose hope, he cradled the desert teapot in his hands and whispered words of guidance. The teapot began to hum, its soft melody carrying on the wind. The sage followed the sound, trusting in the teapot's connection to Jin. He knew that the teapot held the key not only to their quest but also to their reunion. As the hours turned into days, Jin's strength waned, and he began to lose hope of ever finding his way back. But then, in his moment of greatest despair, he heard a familiar tune, a soft melodic hum that seemed to beckon him forward. With newfound determination, Jin followed the sound, stumbling through the desert's shifting sands. He knew that the teapot and Master Li were guiding him home, and he was determined to overcome the mirages and deceptions that the desert had laid before him. In the heart of the whispering desert, the bond between the traveler and the sage grew stronger, their determination unshaken. The oasis of deception had tested their resolve, but it had not broken their spirit. Together, they would continue their quest, for the Desert Teapot's true purpose and the Chamber of Wisdom still awaited their discovery. With the mirage of deception left behind, Jin followed the soft, melodic hum of the Desert Teapot's tune. He pushed through the relentless desert sands, his determination unwavering. As he ventured deeper into the heart of the whispering desert, the teapot's hum grew louder and clearer, guiding him through the endless dunes. Meanwhile, Master Li had been sitting in their camp, his heart heavy with worry. He continued to whisper to the teapot, urging it to guide Jin back safely. The teapot responded with its gentle melody, an unbroken connection between the two. Days turned into weeks, and Jin's journey seemed unending. The desert was unforgiving, and he had to ration his supplies carefully. He relied on the Desert Teapot's tune to lead him, hoping that it would eventually reveal the path to the Chamber of Wisdom. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Jin noticed a peculiar change in the desert's landscape. The dunes seemed to shift and move on their own, as if the sands themselves were alive. He followed the teapot's melody, and, to his amazement, the shifting sands formed a winding path before him. With newfound hope, Jin followed the path, his eyes fixed on the horizon. The teapot's tune guided him through this surreal landscape, and he couldn't help but wonder if the desert itself was leading him to the Chamber of Wisdom. As he walked, he noticed strange and beautiful phenomena. The sands whispered ancient stories of civilizations long gone, and the desert flora seemed to reach out to him, their vibrant colors and fragrances filling the air. It was as if the desert had come alive, revealing its secrets to him. Back in the village of Sandhaven, Master Li continued to commune with the Desert Teapot. He had sensed a change in the teapot's energy, and he knew that Jin was getting closer to his destination. The sage's trust in the teapot and his connection to Jin grew stronger with each passing day. Jin's journey through the surreal desert continued, and as he pressed on, the teapot's melody led him to a massive sand dune that seemed to stretch into the heavens. With determination, he climbed to the summit and, to his astonishment, saw a breathtaking sight. Before him lay a vast expanse of desert, dotted with mysterious stone pillars that reached towards the sky. At the center of this enigmatic landscape stood a colossal door, adorned with ancient symbols and intricate carvings. It was the entrance to the hidden Chamber of Wisdom, the very heart of the Whispering Desert. Jin knew that this was the moment he had been searching for, the culmination of his journey, but he also understood that the challenges that lay ahead would test his resolve and his understanding of the Desert Teapot's purpose. With a deep breath, he approached the massive door and placed his hand on its surface. The Desert Teapot's melody grew stronger, resonating with the symbols on the door. As he began to decipher the ancient riddle, the door slowly began to creak open, revealing the Chamber of Wisdom that had been concealed for centuries. In the heart of the desert, where the dunes whisper tales, lies a chamber of wisdom hidden deep where its scales seek the teapot's true essence, the secret untold. Through the riddle's unraveling, the truth shall unfold. With each passing day, the riddle began to reveal its layers of meaning. It was not just a set of words, but a poetic invitation, a doorway to a deeper understanding of wisdom itself. The first line, in the heart of the desert where the dunes whisper tales, unveiled the essence of the riddle. It directed Jin not toward a physical location, but to the very soul of the desert. The whispers of the dunes, the ancient stories carried on the wind, were the keys to unlocking the wisdom that lay hidden. The second line lies a chamber of wisdom, hidden deep where it scales. I hinted at a hidden chamber, but it also emphasized that wisdom was not easily obtained. It required a profound journey, a descent into the depths of understanding. Then came the line that had perplexed Jin for so long: seek the teapot's true essence, the secret untold. It was a clue that pointed directly at the Desert Teapot. The secret untold hinted at a deeper, concealed layer of meaning within the teapot itself. Finally, the last line drew the riddle's unraveling: the truth shall unfold. E encapsulated the essence of the riddle. It was a reminder that the riddle itself was a key, an invitation to explore the profound connection between the desert, the teapot, and the very nature of wisdom. As Jin delved deeper into the scrolls, he began to see the intricate patterns and connections between these elements. It was not just about acquiring knowledge. It was about forging a deep connection with the world around him, about attuning himself to the essence of the desert, hearing its whispers, and embracing its timeless narratives. In that sacred chamber, as the soft glow of ancient wisdom bathed him, Jin felt a surge of enlightenment. The riddle was no longer a mystery. It was a revelation that transcended mere knowledge. It was the understanding that wisdom was not confined to words on parchment. It was the ability to connect with the essence of the desert itself, to hear its whispers and to embrace its stories. With this profound realization, Jin had not only solved the riddle, but also gained a deeper understanding of the Desert Teapot's purpose and the true nature of wisdom. He stood in the chamber of wisdom, not merely as a seeker of knowledge, but as a guardian of the desert's enduring stories and the wisdom they held. In the village of Sandhaven, under the golden rays of the setting sun, the villagers had gathered to hear the conclusion of Jin and Master Li's quest, the culmination of their tireless efforts to unlock the mysteries of the Desert Teapot and the wisdom hidden within the whispering desert. Jin stood before the villagers, his gaze steady and his voice filled with a quiet reverence. The Desert Teapot, cradled in his hands, seemed to hum softly, as if in agreement with the moment. Master Li stood beside him, a sage of wisdom and experience, their bond forged through the trials of their shared journey. We embarked on this quest to awaken the Desert Teapot, believing it to be a vessel of wisdom. Jin began, his words resonating with the echoes of the desert stories. But what we discovered was far greater than we could have imagined. With the ancient scrolls by his side, Jin recounted the riddle that had led them through the desert's shifting sands, a riddle that had challenged their intellect and tested their understanding. He spoke of the poetic lines that had guided them, each word laden with meaning, each symbol a revelation waiting to be unveiled. In the heart of the desert, where the dunes whisper tales, Jin recited, "We learned that wisdom is not confined to the pages of books, but is woven into the very fabric of the desert itself. The whispers of the dunes carry the stories of civilizations long gone, and to truly understand wisdom, we must listen to their tales." He continued, "Lies a chamber of wisdom, hidden deep where it scales. This chamber is not a physical place, but a state of understanding that can only be reached through a journey of depth and meaning." Jin's words flowed like a river, each line of the riddle unfurling like a precious scroll. He spoke of the Desert Teapot, once thought to be a mere vessel, now revealed as a bridge between the past and the present, a conduit through which the desert stories could be heard. Seek the teapot's true essence, the secret untold. Jin said, his voice filled with reverence for the ancient vessel. The teapot's true purpose is not to hold knowledge, but to connect us with the essence of the desert, to reveal the secrets hidden within its sands. The villagers listened in rapt attention, their eyes filled with wonder and understanding. They had journeyed with Jin and Master Li in spirit, and now they shared in the revelation of wisdom's true nature. And finally, Jin concluded, through the riddle's unraveling, the truth shall unfold. The riddle was not a mere puzzle, but an invitation to explore the profound connection between the desert, the teapot, and the very essence of wisdom. As Jin spoke the last words of the riddle, the desert teapot seemed to resonate with a gentle hum, as if it were acknowledging the wisdom that had been revealed. The villagers erupted into applause, their hearts filled with a newfound appreciation for the desert stories and the enduring legacy of the teapot. In Sandhaven, the desert teapot's purpose was redefined and its wisdom flowed freely, like the sands of the desert itself. Jin, Master Li, and the teapot had not only uncovered the secrets of the Whispering Desert, but had also forged a bond that would forever link them to its ancient stories and enduring wisdom. And so, the tale of the Desert Teapot and the Whispering Desert came to a close, but its legacy would endure through the generations. A reminder that wisdom was not confined to books and scrolls, but was a living, breathing essence that whispered its secrets to those who dared to listen. Good night and sweet dreams, dear listeners. I've been your host, Abigail, and I encourage you to take a moment to savor the depth of life. Until next time, may your journey be filled with moments of serenity and discovery.